Welcome back, everybody, to your show of shows. The employer support of the Guard and Reserve will honor those supporting companies at its annual luncheon. Norma's in studio, my very good friend, and we are talking some more. Hello, lovely.
Thank you, sweetheart. I'm really glad to be here.
Well, your mission continues, and this is a mission not only of duty, but of love, and it exhibits what it means to be the true spirit of a Guamanian, is to say thank you for the people who have sacrificed and given so much.
Of course. I mean, and I used to wear boots too, so.
Yep.
Being a service member in the past, and then now, working for a great organization or a program like the ESGR, Department of Defense program, is really just, it's taken me back. I've been doing this for 13 years now, and I love it. There's nothing better, than working for the troops in hindsight, and then having great volunteers to help me do it.
And it's so critical how the private sector isn't necessarily recognized, but that the private sector understands, that you have to give people that have volunteered their time to serve in the U.S. military, the time to train, the time to prepare, the time to work on their skills and everything, if in fact they should ever be called to use them.
Absolutely. And so the ESGR program, the USERRA law, protects these service members, but at the same token, the education that goes, for the employers and for the service members to understand that law, it's really taken us a long way to where we're at today. But gladly enough, the service members are realizing that recognizing their employers for the great things that they do while they're out serving is one of the ways that we can thank them, through this program, this Freedom Award program. And so that's why we had this luncheon a few days ago. And
the awards that will be given out in very short order, what's the criteria for that? I'm wondering.
Well, the Freedom Award nomination has a window. It usually opens like towards the end of the year, the beginning of the fiscal year, around October 1st to December 31st. And so we encourage all Guard and Reservists to nominate their companies for this Freedom Award, Department of Defense Freedom Award. And this past year, 18 companies were nominated.
That's pretty good.
Yes.
And I'm assuming these are companies, maybe small partnerships all the way up to big corporations with hundreds and hundreds of employees.
Yeah. Actually, there's three categories. There's the large companies, the small companies, and the public companies. Okay. And so out of those three categories, there's three top companies that are chosen every year. And this year, actually, yesterday, Thursday, we acknowledged the Guam Army National Guard, Docomo Pacific, and DZSP were the top three winners.
And those are big organizations, yeah.
Yes, absolutely. But and it's really amazing that service members in such large companies or big companies, are able to appreciate the support that they get from their companies, their HR folks, and the team that works with them. Their subordinates or their co-workers, in other words. Because when they go, it affects their department as well.
Norma, would you happen to know off the top of your head, let's just say arbitrarily DZSP, right? Like how many staffers they have, like on payroll, that are actually members of the military and, are able to train and to be given time off and make sure that they have a position when they come back? Well,
DZSP, from what I saw, they have, a lot, maybe 30 folks in just their company alone that are in the Guard and Reserves, looking at the list that they sent us.
So multiply that by at least 10 or 15, and you can see like what percentage of your workforce that is.
And amazingly enough, DZSP not only won a Pro Patria Award, which was the top three award, DZSP also won the Extraordinary Award, which is an award that's given to a company who has been given a Freedom Award paid Pro Patria consecutively. And that award just came about maybe a couple of years ago because nationally they recognize that there's plenty of companies that are supportive and are being continuously recognized by their service member. And so they came up with this award and they said, well, you've been recognized so many times, we can't just keep giving you a Pro Patria. So let's try to create another award where we can now, so we can now separate those companies and give them another award showing that, aside from being just regular supporters and being nominated by your service members and employees, now you're in a different category where now you're competing with other companies, who are continuously getting that Pro Patria award.
Okay, we'll tell you what,
Yeah.
we have to go to commercial break. I would love to stay here for the next 9 hours and talk about this because it's wonderful work. But as you said, you used to wear boots. You have traded in your boots
Yes.
for open-toe shoes right
Yeah.
now. You look very, very beautiful. But thank you
you.
for your continued commitment and your devotion to making sure that we can defend liberty and
My
freedom.
pleasure.
Thank you
My
very
pleasure.
much.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, please stay tuned. We continue after this.